Safety concerns the classification of areas based on explosion risks due to flammable substances. Kitchens generally don't meet the criteria to be classified as X areas. However, specific areas within a kitchen, like around gas cooktops or flammable liquid storage, may present explosion risks. These areas might need specific safety measures like ventilation or flame arresters. There are several reasons why kitchens are not generally classified as X areas. Firstly, limited presence of flammable gases. While cooking releases small amounts of flammable gases, such as methane from natural gas or propane, the concentration is usually not high enough to pose an explosion risk. Secondly, adequate ventilation. Kitchens are typically well ventilated, which helps dissipate any flammable gases released during cooking. Thirdly, control of ignition sources. Kitchens are designed with safety measures to control ignition sources. Enclosed cooktops, flame guards, and smoke detectors are examples. The potential for ignition events is low because the conditions needed for an explosion, which are fuel, oxygen, and an ignition source, are not typically present simultaneously in a kitchen. Specific conditions, such as gas leaks or improper use of flammable liquids, can create explosion risks in kitchens. Therefore, follow safety guidelines, maintain proper ventilation, and store flammable liquids appropriately to prevent potential hazards. It is crucial to understand the principles behind safety to ensure a safe environment. Safety, often referred to as explosion safety, focuses on minimizing the risk of explosions in environments where flammable materials are present. These environments are classified into zones based on the frequency and duration of explosive atmospheres. These zones dictate the type of equipment and safety measures required to prevent ignition. Now let's delve deeper into the specifics of why a typical kitchen does not fall under X classified areas. The primary reason lies in the limited concentration of flammable substances. While cooking activities do generate some level of flammable gases, the amount is usually insufficient to create a sustained explosive atmosphere. The concentration is typically well below the lower explosive limit, or LEL, which is the minimum concentration of a particular combustible material necessary to ignite in air. Moreover, kitchens are designed with ventilation systems that continuously dilute and remove any accumulated flammable gases. This constant airflow prevents the buildup of dangerous concentrations, further reducing the likelihood of an explosive atmosphere. In addition, kitchens incorporate various safety features to control ignition sources. Electrical appliances are designed to minimize the risk of sparks or hot surfaces, and open flames are often shielded or enclosed. Regular maintenance of appliances and adherence to safety standards help to prevent accidental ignition. Furthermore, the storage and handling of flammable liquids in kitchens are usually limited and carefully controlled. Containers are typically sealed and stored away from heat sources, minimizing the potential for vapors to escape and create an explosive mixture. Now, let's consider the scenarios where a kitchen might pose an explosion risk. Gas leaks from faulty appliances or damaged gas lines can rapidly increase the concentration of flammable gas, creating an explosive atmosphere. In such cases, immediate action is necessary, including shutting off the gas supply, ventilating the area, and avoiding any potential ignition sources. Improper storage or handling of flammable liquids, such as solvents or cleaning agents, can also lead to an explosion hazard. Spills should be cleaned up immediately, and containers should be stored in well-ventilated areas away from heat and ignition sources. Understanding the principles of safety and implementing appropriate safety measures is crucial for preventing explosions in any environment where flammable materials are present. In kitchens, adhering to safety guidelines, maintaining proper ventilation, and controlling ignition sources can significantly reduce the risk of an explosion. Let's talk about ventilation in detail. Good ventilation is essential for removing flammable gases and maintaining a safe atmosphere in the kitchen. Natural ventilation, such as open windows and doors, can help to dissipate gases, but mechanical ventilation systems, such as exhaust fans, are more effective. Exhaust fans should be installed above cooktops and other appliances that generate flammable gases to capture and remove them before they accumulate. The effectiveness of ventilation systems depends on their design, installation, and maintenance. Systems should be regularly inspected and cleaned to ensure that they are functioning properly. It's important to understand that the absence of an X classification does not mean that kitchens are entirely free from explosion hazards. Accidents can still occur if safety precautions are not followed. The key is to be aware of potential risks, implement appropriate safety measures, and maintain a culture of safety consciousness in the kitchen. One important aspect of kitchen safety is the proper use and maintenance of gas appliances. Gas cooktops, ovens, and water heaters should be installed by qualified professionals and regularly inspected for leaks or malfunctions. Carbon monoxide detectors should be installed in kitchens to alert occupants to the presence of this odorless and deadly gas. When using gas appliances, it's important to follow the manufacturer's instructions and never leave them unattended. Flammable liquids should be stored in approved containers and kept away from heat sources and ignition sources. Never store flammable liquids near open flames or in direct sunlight. When using flammable liquids, work in a well-ventilated area and avoid spilling them. In addition to these general safety precautions, there are specific guidelines for handling and storing certain types of flammable materials. For example, propane tanks should be stored outdoors in a secure location away from buildings and ignition sources. Aerosol cans should be stored in a cool, dry place and protected from physical damage. Electrical safety is another important consideration in kitchens. Electrical outlets should be properly grounded, and appliances should be inspected for damaged cords or plugs. Never use electrical appliances near water or with wet hands. If an electrical fire occurs, do not use water to extinguish it. Instead, use a fire extinguisher that is rated for electrical fires. Regular maintenance of kitchen equipment is essential for preventing accidents. Cooktops and ovens should be cleaned regularly to remove grease and food buildup. Exhaust fans should be cleaned to ensure proper airflow. Appliances should be inspected for wear and tear and repaired or replaced as needed. Now let's talk about the role of training and education in kitchen safety. Employees and occupants of kitchens should be trained on the proper use of equipment, the safe handling of flammable materials, and emergency procedures. Training should be conducted regularly and updated to reflect changes in safety standards or equipment. Fire drills should be conducted periodically to ensure that everyone knows how to evacuate the kitchen in the event of a fire. Emergency contact information should be posted in a prominent location. Ultimately, creating a safe kitchen environment requires a combination of design, equipment, procedures, and training. By understanding the potential hazards and implementing appropriate safety measures, we can significantly reduce the risk of explosions and other accidents. The absence of an X classification should not be interpreted as a license to disregard safety precautions. It simply means that the overall risk level is considered to be lower than in areas that are specifically classified as X zones. Continuous vigilance and adherence to safety guidelines are essential for maintaining a safe and explosion-free kitchen environment. Remember that even small amounts of flammable gases or liquids can create a significant explosion hazard under the right conditions. It's important to treat all potential hazards with respect and take appropriate precautions. Stay informed about the latest safety standards and guidelines, and always prioritize safety over convenience. Regular safety audits can help to identify potential hazards and ensure that safety measures are being followed. These audits should be conducted by qualified professionals and should cover all aspects of kitchen safety, including equipment, procedures, and training. If any deficiencies are identified, they should be addressed promptly. Kitchen safety is a shared responsibility. Everyone who uses or works in a kitchen has a role to play in preventing accidents. By working together and prioritizing safety, we can create a kitchen environment that is both safe and productive. Also, consider the importance of proper waste disposal and preventing kitchen fires. Greasy rags, paper towels, and other combustible materials should be disposed of in metal containers with tight-fitting lids. These containers should be emptied regularly to prevent the buildup of flammable vapors. Never dispose of hot ashes or coals in ordinary trash cans. Allow them to cool completely before disposing of them in a metal container. Let's talk a little more about specific scenarios and potential hazards. For example, the use of deep fryers can create a significant fire hazard if not handled properly. Deep fryers should be used in well-ventilated areas and should be equipped with automatic shut-off devices to prevent overheating. Never leave a deep fryer unattended while it is in use. Another potential hazard is the use of flammable cleaning products. Many cleaning products contain flammable solvents that can ignite if exposed to heat or sparks. Always read the product label carefully and follow the manufacturer's instructions. Use cleaning products in well-ventilated areas and avoid mixing different products together, as this can create dangerous fumes. In summary, while kitchens are generally not classified as X areas due to the limited presence of flammable gases, adequate ventilation, and control of ignition sources, it's essential to recognize that specific conditions can still create explosion risks. Following safety guidelines, maintaining proper ventilation, storing flammable liquids appropriately, and staying vigilant are crucial for preventing potential hazards and ensuring a safe kitchen environment. Let's recap the key points to remember. Firstly, kitchens are generally not classified as X areas because the concentration of flammable gases is usually not high enough to pose an explosion risk. Secondly, kitchens are typically well ventilated, which helps to dissipate any flammable gases that may be released during cooking. Thirdly, kitchens are designed with safety measures to control ignition sources, such as enclosed cooktops and flame guards. However, specific conditions, such as gas leaks or improper use of flammable liquids, can create an explosion risk in kitchens. Therefore, follow these guidelines. Maintain proper ventilation. Store flammable liquids appropriately. Be aware of potential ignition sources. Train employees and occupants on safety procedures. Conduct regular safety audits. By following these guidelines, we can significantly reduce the risk of explosions and other accidents in kitchens. Safety is not just a set of rules, it's a mindset. Let's all commit to making our kitchens safer places to work and cook. Remember, a safe kitchen is a happy kitchen.